whenever you have a conflict, or it's very difficult to feel empathy for someone, or even just understand why they're doing what they're doing. A lot of times this works well in a relationship if there's a little bit of conflict,
Hmm.
is allow yourself to, we get very emotional when we're in our own shoes. We're in that first, we go like first person, right?
Yep.
Seeing through your own eyes, it's very hard to disconnect from your emotions because you are being you and you're experiencing life as yourself. And so you're super connected to the emotions you're experiencing. It gets very difficult to see someone else's point of view if you're staying associated into yourself. So one of the things I teach people is allow yourself to just become a third person for a moment. If you can, for a
Mm.
moment, just imagine yourself floating out of your own body and floating across the room and watching yourself and the other person if there's someone else involved, right? But even just
Mm.
watching yourself and notice yourself outside of yourself. How do you look? What's your body language like? What is your mood like? What is your facial expression like? What's the other person like? And then what's the energy like between you and that person? And if you observe that for a moment, and then you say, let me float into their body for a second, the other person, right? And say,
Mm.
let me feel as they're feeling and look back at myself. How must I be feeling now as them as I look back at myself? And how are they making me feel? And so you gain so much information by hopping through these different perceptual positions. And then when you come back into your own body and seeing things through your own eyes again, you have a completely different frame of that situation in the world. And that is neuroplasticity. That is how you change your brain. It's gaining some new information that now allows you to never see that situation like you had previously seen it, right? You've got an update on those neural pathways and you've given them a
Wow.
completely different scenario to see it from. And it's a very powerful exercise.
Love that. Yeah, everyone will love to hear that. I think that's great. It's like you went from 2D to 3D
Totally.
essentially. And one thing that reminded me of too is like in relationship coaching and helping couples, there's this notion that there are three entities always. There is you, there is them, and then there is your relationship, which is neither you or them. So
Yes.
it's like this third perspective. What a cool kind of way to bring that home for
Yeah, we
people.
call that, like, in NLP, what we call that is like the fourth position. It's not talked about a lot. So you have first position yourself, second position them, third position the kind of fly on the wall observer, no
Yeah.
stake in the game. And then you have the fourth position, which is the energy between one and two. And oftentimes
Mm.
that's overlooked, but that's another powerful place. If you can stand in the energy between, in that fourth position between one and two, you can gain a lot of information in that position as well.